Welcome to Booksphere, where we explore the transformative power of the best books to help you unlock your full potential. Today, we have an extraordinary guide that will completely change how you think, learn, and achieve success. Jim Kwik's Limitless. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a blueprint for becoming the best version of yourself. Imagine being able to learn faster, focus sharper, and remember more than you ever thought possible. What if I told you that the barriers holding you back, whether in your career, personal life, or daily productivity, aren't fixed? They're only illusions, limits you've been conditioned to believe. Kwik's Limitless is all about breaking those chains. In this book, Jim Kwik, a world-renowned brain coach, shares the exact techniques and strategies he used to go from being labeled the boy with the broken brain to a global expert on learning and memory. He unpacks the science of mastering your brain power, showing you how to free yourself from limiting beliefs, boost your motivation, and use powerful methods to sharpen your mind. You'll learn how to train your brain to absorb and retain information like never before. Throughout this video, we'll dive into the four main pillars of the book: mindset, motivation, methods, and how to combine these elements to reach a level of limitless potential. Whether you're looking to excel in your career, studies, or personal development, this book holds the keys to unlocking it all. Make sure you stay until the end, because we're not just summarizing a book here. We're providing actionable insights that can truly transform your life. And as always, if you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Plus, you can grab your own copy of Limitless, using the link in the description to start your journey toward unlocking your true potential. Now, let's explore the limitless possibilities of your mind. Chapter 1. Becoming Limitless. In a quiet corner of the world, Jim Kwik sat in a classroom, feeling lost, frustrated, and disconnected. He was just a child at the time, but he had already been labeled as the boy with the broken brain after a childhood brain injury left him struggling with memory and learning difficulties. Every day was a battle. While the other kids seemed to effortlessly breeze through their lessons, Jim found himself drowning in words that wouldn't stick. He wasn't slow or incapable, but the world had made him feel that way. He believed the labels and lived within the limits they imposed on him. But little did he know, this struggle was the very thing that would one day become his greatest strength. Years passed and Jim's struggle with learning continued. He constantly asked himself, "Why can't I learn like everyone else?" But then one moment changed his life forever. In high school, while sitting in yet another class where he felt invisible, a teacher stood in front of him and pointed. "That's the boy with the broken brain," the teacher said, his words sharp and heavy, cutting through the room like a knife. For Jim, it was one more confirmation of what he had heard his whole life. He wasn't smart enough, he wasn't capable enough. He felt crushed under the weight of those words. But what the teacher didn't know was that this moment would be the turning point in Jim's life. Driven by a desire to prove everyone wrong, Jim embarked on a journey to understand how the brain works. He devoured every piece of information he could find on the mind, memory, and learning techniques. He wasn't just interested in learning anymore. He became obsessed. He knew that there had to be a better way, a method to overcome the boundaries his brain injury had placed on him. Jim's curiosity led him to discover something extraordinary. The human mind isn't limited, it's limitless. It wasn't just about IQ or natural intelligence. Jim realized that the limitations people place on themselves are mostly self-imposed. It wasn't the brain injury that held him back. It was the belief that he couldn't learn. He had let the words and labels of others define him for too long. But not anymore. Jim began experimenting with his newfound knowledge, diving into the science of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself and adapt to new challenges. He learned memory hacks, speed reading techniques, and strategies to focus and retain information faster. And as he mastered these skills, he realized something profound. Anyone can train their brain to become more effective. The brain is like a muscle, and just as you would work out to strengthen your body, you can train your mind to operate at its highest potential. But Jim's journey didn't end with his own transformation. After mastering the limitless potential of his brain, he felt compelled to share his insights with the world. He started coaching Hollywood actors, top executives, and even students. He realized that everyone, whether a child struggling in school or a CEO managing a billion-dollar business, has the capacity to become limitless. The key is understanding how to tap into that potential. Now, in Chapter 1, Becoming Limitless, Jim opens up about his story to show us that we are not defined by our circumstances, upbringing, or even past failures. The very first step to unlocking the power of your brain is realizing that limits are learned. And if they're learned, they can be unlearned. Through the power of mindset, you can break free from the mental shackles that have been holding you back. Kwik emphasizes that we all have an extraordinary ability to grow, adapt, and learn new things. He introduces the idea of superhero brain power, not in the comic book sense, but the idea that anyone can train their brain to achieve superhero-level focus, memory, and learning speed. The journey to becoming limitless begins with a choice. The choice to believe that your mind is capable of extraordinary things. Jim uses his personal story to demonstrate that the brain is not fixed. It's a living, evolving organ capable of incredible growth, regardless of your age, background, or current state. Jim ends this chapter by posing a powerful question to the reader. What would your life look like if you woke up tomorrow with no limits? If you could learn anything, achieve anything, and become anything you set your mind to, what would that life look like? The answer to that question, he says, is where your journey to becoming limitless truly begins. In this chapter, Jim invites us to take that first step into a world without boundaries, a world where our potential is limitless, and the only limit is the one we place on ourselves. Through Jim's own journey, we see that becoming limitless isn't a gift reserved for a lucky few. It's a skill that can be learned and mastered by anyone willing to put in the effort. And so, as Jim Kwik leaves us at the end of Chapter 1, we're not just reading a book anymore. We're starting a journey to redefine what's possible, not only for our brain, but for our entire life. Chapter 2, Why This Matters Now. Jim Kwik begins this chapter by emphasizing the urgency of the moment we're living in. The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and with it, the demand for mental agility and the ability to learn new skills quickly has skyrocketed. But in the face of this rapid change, our traditional educational systems and personal mindsets have remained stuck in outdated methods that simply don't serve us anymore. This chapter is a wake-up call to recognize why developing a limitless mindset is not just important, it's essential. The modern world, a storm of information. Kwik paints a picture of the modern world as one drowning in information but starving for true knowledge. We're bombarded with more information than ever before, thanks to smartphones, social media, and 24/7 connectivity, yet we struggle to make sense of it. We're constantly overstimulated, and our brains are not naturally wired to handle this level of noise. The term Kwik uses here is digital deluge, the overwhelming flood of information that causes stress, burnout, and fatigue. He explains that trying to navigate this world without developing new mental skills is like trying to sail through a storm without a compass. In the past, being educated and successful meant having access to information. But today, that's not enough. What matters now is your ability to filter, process, and apply information quickly and effectively. The ability to focus, adapt, and learn efficiently is becoming the most valuable skill in this age of information overload. The knowledge gap. Jim describes what he calls the knowledge gap. This is the gap between the demands of the modern world and the skills we have to meet those demands. He points out that many people are still relying on methods of learning and productivity that were designed for a world that no longer exists. The traditional education system, for example, was built for the industrial age, where rote memorization and following instructions were key. But in today's world, critical thinking, creativity, adaptability, and constant learning are essential. However, we're not taught how to enhance these skills. He argues that we're living in a knowledge economy, and to thrive, we need to shift our focus from simply acquiring knowledge to mastering how to learn. Learning how to learn is the ultimate meta skill, and this is where Kwik's Limitless framework comes into play. Why this matters now more than ever. Kwik doesn't just talk about why this shift in learning is important. He emphasizes why it matters right now. The acceleration of technology is creating new industries, jobs, and opportunities, but it's also making old skills and knowledge obsolete faster than ever. As automation and artificial intelligence advance, the ability to stay relevant in your career will depend on how quickly you can learn and adapt. The traditional one-job-for-life model is long gone. In its place, we need to constantly evolve, learning new skills and acquiring new knowledge as industries transform before our eyes. Kwik stresses that this isn't just relevant for tech enthusiasts or corporate executives. It's relevant for everyone. Whether you're a student, a professional, or someone simply trying to better yourself, being able to keep up with the rapidly changing landscape of the world requires mental flexibility. More than ever, people need the ability to think critically, solve problems, and adapt quickly to new information. The power of neuroplasticity. One of the key insights Kwik shares in this chapter is the idea of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, adapt, and grow. This scientific principle is at the core of why becoming limitless is possible. No matter your age or background, your brain has the capacity to learn new things, improve memory, and become more efficient. In the context of today's fast-paced world, this concept is critical. It means that you are not stuck with the mind you have right now. You can train your brain to handle the challenges of the modern world. Kwik points out that many people still hold on to the outdated belief that intelligence and abilities are fixed traits. But with advances in neuroscience, we now know that this isn't true. You have the power to reshape your brain and unlock greater levels of cognitive ability, but this requires a shift in mindset. It requires letting go of the belief that you are limited by your current circumstances or level of education. The mindset shift. Kwik introduces the importance of adopting a growth mindset, the belief that you can develop your abilities through effort, learning, and persistence. This is a key theme in the book. Having a growth mindset is essential to navigating the modern world because it means you see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. The world we live in is filled with obstacles, but how we approach these obstacles determines whether we thrive or fail. In this chapter, Kwik calls on the reader to start seeing themselves as a super learner, someone who is capable of learning anything and applying that knowledge quickly. The sooner you adopt this mindset, the better equipped you'll be to handle the changes and challenges life throws your way. And this is why becoming limitless matters right now, because the world isn't slowing down, and neither should your ability to learn and grow. Call to action. The chapter ends with a powerful call to action. Kwik asks the reader to consider what's at stake if they don't become limitless. Stagnation. Being left behind in a world that's evolving faster than ever. But more importantly, missing out on the opportunity to live up to your full potential. Jim asks us to recognize that the moment is now. The need for mental agility, adaptability, and limitless learning has never been more urgent. In Chapter 2, Why This Matters Now, Jim Kwik is preparing us for the journey ahead by making it clear that the time to act is now. Whether it's for career success, personal growth, or just living a more fulfilled life, unlocking your brain's full potential is the key to thriving in today's world. The next steps are learning how to tap into that limitless potential. And in the chapters to come, Jim will reveal exactly how to do that. Chapter 3, Your Limitless Brain. In this chapter, Jim Kwik introduces the concept of the limitless brain and dives into how powerful the human brain truly is. He starts by dispelling myths about intelligence and memory, emphasizing that our brain's potential is far greater than we've been led to believe. Jim argues that most people underestimate their ability to learn, memorize, and think critically, and that unlocking this untapped potential begins with understanding the brain's capabilities. The brain's untapped power. Kwik begins by pointing out that the human brain is the most complex and powerful organ in the body. Despite being capable of extraordinary feats, most of us only use a fraction of its potential. He explains that one of the reasons for this underutilization is the outdated belief that intelligence is fixed. Many people grow up thinking they are either good or bad at things like math, science, or learning languages, but these are false limitations imposed by early experiences, societal conditioning, or poor educational systems. One of Kwik's core messages is that intelligence is not fixed. It is flexible and can grow with practice, training, and the right mindset. He references the concept of neuroplasticity, which proves that the brain is constantly reshaping itself and growing new connections throughout life. This means that anyone can become better at learning, remembering, and processing information if they understand how the brain works and how to take care of it. Your brain's operating system. To help readers understand how the brain functions, Kwik compares it to a computer. He explains that while our brains come with an incredibly powerful hardware, many of us are running outdated software in the form of limiting beliefs, poor habits, and ineffective learning techniques. The key to becoming limitless is upgrading this software so we can make the most of our brain's hardware. One of the most important concepts Kwik introduces in this chapter is that learning how to learn is the ultimate meta skill. With the rapid pace of change in the modern world, the ability to acquire new skills quickly is far more valuable than any single piece of knowledge. If you know how to learn effectively, you can adapt to any situation or career, no matter how the world evolves. The brain's limitations and how to overcome them. Kwik also addresses some common limitations people believe they have, like poor memory or the inability to focus. He explains that many of these issues are caused by simple habits or beliefs that can be changed. For example, many people think they have a bad memory, but in reality, they've never been taught how to memorize things properly. The brain is designed to remember things that are emotional, visual, or meaningful, but most traditional learning methods are based on rote memorization, which is neither engaging nor effective. Kwik provides several techniques throughout the book to improve memory and focus, starting with taking care of your brain. He stresses the importance of sleep, nutrition, exercise, and mental exercises to keep the brain in top shape. These practices improve cognitive function and make learning faster and more enjoyable. The brain is a superpower. By the end of this chapter, Kwik has laid the foundation for why it's crucial to start thinking of the brain as your superpower. He encourages the reader to let go of any self-limiting beliefs about intelligence, memory, or learning ability. With the right tools, anyone can unlock the potential of their brain and become a better learner, thinker, and problem solver. This chapter serves as a bridge to the rest of the book, where Kwik will go into specific techniques and strategies to help readers optimize their brain function and unlock their limitless potential. Chapter 4. How to Read and Remember This in Any Book. Jim Kwik tackles a problem that many readers face: reading a book and struggling to remember or apply what they've learned. He knows that many people are frustrated by their inability to recall key concepts or details from books they've read. This chapter offers a step-by-step guide to not only reading more efficiently, but also retaining the information long after you've finished the book. The problem with passive reading. Kwik starts by explaining why passive reading is ineffective. Most people read a book passively, meaning they skim through the words, often without real engagement or focus. The problem with this approach is that it doesn't engage the brain in a way that encourages long-term retention. To truly absorb and remember information, you have to be an active reader. He emphasizes that reading is not a spectator sport. You must participate in the process. When you read passively, you might get through the book, but the material won't stick. Instead, Kwik encourages readers to approach reading like a conversation with the author. He suggests that you question, challenge, and engage with the material as you go, rather than simply consuming it. Strategies for active reading. One of the main strategies Kwik offers is SQ3R, a classic reading comprehension method that stands for survey, question, read, recite, and review. Here's a breakdown. Survey. Before diving into a book, take a few minutes to skim through the chapter headings, subheadings, and any bold or italicized words. This gives your brain a preview of what's coming, so you can anticipate the most important points. Question. As you survey the book, ask yourself questions about the material. What do you want to learn from this chapter? What problems are you hoping it will solve? Having these questions in mind primes your brain to look for the answers as you read. Read. Read actively, looking for answers to the questions you've asked. Engage with the material by highlighting key points, writing notes in the margins, or summarizing important concepts in your own words. The more you interact with the text, the more you'll remember. Recite. After reading a section, pause and try to recite the key ideas from memory. This forces your brain to recall the information and solidify it in your memory. Review. Finally, after finishing a chapter or the book, take time to review what you've learned. Go back through your notes or highlights and summarize the key points. This helps move the information from short-term memory to long-term memory. The power of visualization. Kwik also emphasizes the importance of visualization in memory retention. The brain is wired to remember images better than abstract concepts or words. When you read something, try to create a mental picture of it. For example, if you're reading about a historical event, visualize the scene as vividly as possible. What the environment looked like, what the people were wearing, and how they interacted. By associating words with images, you're far more likely to remember them later. The Feynman technique. One of the other techniques Kwik introduces is the Feynman technique, named after the famous physicist Richard Feynman. This method involves explaining a concept you've just learned as if you were teaching it to someone else. When you can explain something in simple terms, it means you truly understand it. Kwik suggests that after reading a book, take time to explain the key ideas to a friend, or even just write them down as if you were teaching a class. This reinforces your understanding and helps you remember the material long-term. How to apply what you read. Finally, Kwik emphasizes that reading is only valuable if you can apply what you've learned. He encourages readers to take action on the information they've absorbed. Whether it's a new productivity technique, a mindset shift, or a skill, applying what you've learned is crucial to making the knowledge stick. If you're reading this book to improve your learning and memory skills, for example, start implementing the techniques right away. The more you use the information, the more it becomes a part of your everyday life. This chapter isn't just about reading more books. It's about reading with intention, engagement, and purpose. Kwik provides a set of practical tools to turn passive reading into active learning, ensuring that the time you invest in a book translates into valuable knowledge and actionable insights. Through active reading techniques, visualization, and consistent review, anyone can unlock the power of their limitless brain and retain the knowledge they acquire. Chapter 5. The Spell of Belief Systems. In this chapter, Jim Kwik explores how our belief systems shape not only the way we think, but also how we act and perceive the world around us. The title, The Spell of Belief Systems, refers to the invisible forces that our beliefs have over us, acting like spells that can either empower or limit us. The power of beliefs. Kwik begins by explaining that a belief is simply a repeated thought that we accept as truth. These beliefs, whether positive or negative, become ingrained in our subconscious mind, shaping our behaviors, habits, and attitudes. For instance, if you believe that you are bad at math, your brain will find ways to reinforce that belief, and you will likely avoid opportunities to improve your mathematical skills. On the other hand, if you believe you are capable of learning anything, you will be more open to challenging yourself and achieving success. He compares these beliefs to spells because they often operate outside of our conscious awareness, dictating our lives without us even realizing it. Once we fall under the influence of a negative belief, it's as if we are under a spell, bound by its limitations. The origins of limiting beliefs. Kwik explores how these limiting beliefs are formed, often in childhood or early adulthood. He explains that beliefs can come from external sources like parents, teachers, friends, or society. If someone in authority repeatedly tells you that you're not good enough, over time, you may internalize that message as a core belief. Likewise, if you are praised and encouraged, you are more likely to develop empowering beliefs that fuel your growth. In the book, Kwik recounts his own experiences growing up with learning challenges after suffering a brain injury. His early struggles in school led him to believe that he wasn't smart, and for years he lived under this limiting belief, thinking he could never achieve the same academic success as his peers. It wasn't until he started questioning this belief and retraining his brain that he realized his true potential. Challenging and rewriting your beliefs. The chapter teaches readers that limiting beliefs can be challenged and rewritten. Kwik provides a framework for identifying limiting beliefs by becoming more aware of the self-talk that runs through your mind. He asks readers to think about the stories they tell themselves and to identify any recurring thoughts or beliefs that are holding them back. For example, if you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," Kwik encourages you to question that statement. Is it really true? Or is it a belief that you've adopted because of past experiences or external influences? He emphasizes that changing a belief starts with awareness, followed by replacing that limiting thought with a more empowering one. The power of positive beliefs. Kwik explains that positive beliefs act like catalysts for growth. When you believe that you are capable of learning and improving, you activate your brain's potential. Beliefs create self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you can succeed, you are more likely to take action, persist through challenges, and ultimately achieve your goals. To break free from the spell of limiting beliefs, Kwik offers practical tools such as affirmations and visualization. By consistently repeating positive affirmations and visualizing success, you can train your brain to adopt empowering beliefs that align with your goals. This chapter serves as a reminder that the beliefs we hold about ourselves are not set in stone. They can be rewritten to serve us rather than limit us. Kwik encourages readers to identify and challenge their limiting beliefs and replace them with positive, growth-oriented beliefs. By doing so, we free ourselves from the spells that hold us back, allowing us to tap into our limitless potential. Chapter 6. The 7 Lies of Learning. In this chapter, Kwik reveals the 7 lies that most people believe about learning. These lies are widespread misconceptions that hinder our ability to reach our full intellectual potential. Kwik argues that once we recognize these lies for what they are, we can begin to unlock our limitless capacity to learn, grow, and adapt. Lie number 1. Intelligence is fixed. The first lie that Kwik debunks is the idea that intelligence is fixed, that people are born either smart or not, and that this cannot be changed. Kwik explains that intelligence is not a static trait, but rather something that can be developed through consistent effort, practice, and learning. This concept is based on neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself and form new connections throughout life. By challenging this lie, Kwik encourages readers to adopt a growth mindset, believing that they can always improve their intellectual abilities. Lie number 2. We only use 10% of our brain. One of the most persistent myths about the brain is that humans only use 10% of their brain. Kwik debunks this lie by explaining that we actually use 100% of our brain, though not all at once. The brain is always active, even when we are at rest. This misconception has caused people to believe that their potential is limited, but Kwik encourages readers to tap into their brain's full capacity by improving their focus, memory, and learning strategies. Lie number 3. Mistakes are failures. Many people grow up believing that making mistakes means they have failed. Kwik challenges this by explaining that mistakes are essential for learning. Every mistake is an opportunity to gain feedback, refine skills, and try again. He emphasizes the importance of a mindset that views mistakes not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on the path to success. Learning from failure is a critical part of growth, and this lie often prevents people from pushing themselves beyond their comfort zones. Lie number 4. Knowledge is power. Kwik explains that while knowledge is important, it is not power on its own. Applied knowledge is where the real power lies. Many people gather information, but never put it into practice. This lie creates a false sense of accomplishment. Just because you know something doesn't mean it will benefit you unless you take action. Kwik urges readers to focus on applying what they learn in their daily lives, turning information into tangible results. Lie number 5. Learning new things is hard. Another lie that holds people back is the belief that learning new things is inherently difficult. Kwik argues that learning can be made easier and more enjoyable when you have the right strategies. He introduces techniques such as active learning, visualization, and spaced repetition, which can help accelerate the learning process. The key to overcoming this lie is shifting your approach to learning from passive to active, making the experience more engaging and effective. Lie number 6. The criticism of others matters. This lie is deeply rooted in the fear of judgment. Kwik explains that many people avoid trying new things or pursuing their passions because they are afraid of what others will think or say. However, the opinions of others often reflect their own insecurities and limiting beliefs. Kwik encourages readers to focus on their own growth and not let the fear of criticism hold them back from achieving their goals. Lie number 7. Genius is born, not made. The final lie is the belief that genius is something you're either born with or you're not. Kwik explains that genius is not an innate trait, but a process. It's about how you approach problems, how curious you are, and how much effort you put into developing your skills. With the right habits, anyone can cultivate genius in their chosen field. He points to examples of famous individuals who were not seen as geniuses in their early years, but became highly successful through dedication, practice, and a willingness to learn. These 7 lies are mental barriers that prevent people from unlocking their full learning potential. Kwik urges readers to question these beliefs and replace them with truths that empower them to become limitless learners. By letting go of these lies, readers can begin to see learning as a joyful, fulfilling, and transformative process that is within everyone's reach. Chapter 7. Purpose. In this chapter, Jim Kwik emphasizes the critical role that purpose plays in unlocking your potential. He argues that without a clear purpose, even the best tools and techniques for learning and growth can fall short. Purpose acts as the driving force behind your actions, providing the motivation and clarity to push through challenges and keep moving forward. The importance of a compelling purpose. Kwik begins by explaining that people who are driven by a strong purpose tend to accomplish more and overcome obstacles more effectively than those who are not. Purpose provides direction and meaning to your actions. It's the why behind everything you do, and it can fuel you even in the face of adversity. He likens purpose to the roots of a tree. The deeper and more established the roots, your purpose, the more resilient you become in the face of life's storms. He asks the reader to reflect on their own purpose and to consider what truly motivates them. Is it personal growth? Helping others? Creating a legacy? By aligning your learning and development with your larger life purpose, you can tap into a wellspring of energy and commitment that will help you reach your goals. Purpose in learning. Kwik explains that having a strong purpose is particularly important when it comes to learning and personal development. Without a clear reason for why you want to learn something, it's easy to lose focus and motivation. Purpose helps to create a sense of urgency and importance around your learning efforts. For example, if your purpose is to become the best in your field, every book you read, course you take, and skill you learn contributes directly to that goal. With this kind of purpose, your brain becomes more engaged in the learning process, making it easier to retain and apply new information. Crafting your purpose. To help readers define their own purpose, Kwik provides several exercises. He encourages readers to think about what they love to do, what they are naturally good at, and what brings them the most joy and fulfillment. He also suggests reflecting on how they want to be remembered and the legacy they wish to leave behind. By asking these deep questions, readers can begin to identify their core motivations and develop a personal mission statement that can guide their learning and life journey. In this chapter, Kwik also explains that purpose is not static. It can evolve over time as you gain more experiences and insights. The key is to stay in tune with what drives you and to regularly reassess your goals and ambitions to ensure that they still align with your deeper purpose. Kwik concludes by emphasizing that purpose is the foundation upon which all personal growth and learning should be built. It provides the why that keeps you going, even when things get tough. By aligning your learning and actions with a strong purpose, you can unlock your limitless potential and make meaningful progress toward your goals. Chapter 8. Energy. In this chapter, Jim Kwik shifts the focus to energy, the fuel that powers everything you do. Without energy, even the clearest purpose or the best strategies for learning will fall flat. Energy is the physical, mental, and emotional resource that allows you to stay focused, alert, and motivated. Kwik explains how to cultivate and maintain high levels of energy so that you can achieve your goals and perform at your best. The importance of physical energy. Kwik begins by discussing physical energy. He explains that the brain and body are intimately connected, and if your body is drained of energy, your mind will be too. This is why it's so important to take care of your physical health if you want to perform well mentally. He outlines several key factors that contribute to maintaining high energy levels. Nutrition. Kwik emphasizes the importance of eating a balanced, nutrient-dense diet that fuels both your body and brain. He advises readers to avoid processed foods and sugary snacks, which can lead to energy crashes, and instead focus on whole foods, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Exercise. Regular physical activity is crucial for maintaining energy levels. Exercise helps to improve blood flow to the brain, increase oxygen levels, and release endorphins, all of which contribute to greater mental clarity and focus. Kwik recommends incorporating both aerobic exercise and strength training into your routine for optimal brain function. Sleep. Getting enough restful sleep is another key component of maintaining energy. Kwik explains that sleep is when the brain consolidates memories and repairs itself, so it's essential for learning and cognitive function. He advises readers to prioritize sleep and to create a bedtime routine that promotes deep, restorative rest. Mental and emotional energy. Beyond physical energy, Kwik also discusses the importance of mental and emotional energy. Mental energy refers to your ability to focus and stay sharp throughout the day, while emotional energy relates to your mood, motivation, and overall sense of well-being. Stress management. Kwik explains that chronic stress can deplete your mental and emotional energy, making it harder to focus, learn, and perform at your best. He suggests incorporating stress-reducing practices like meditation, deep breathing, and mindfulness into your daily routine to help manage stress and preserve your mental energy. Positive emotions. Cultivating positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and enthusiasm can boost your emotional energy and create a more optimistic and productive mindset. Kwik encourages readers to surround themselves with positive influences and to practice gratitude daily to maintain high emotional energy. Energy for learning. Kwik explains that energy is especially important when it comes to learning. Learning requires focus, mental stamina, and motivation, all of which are powered by your energy levels. If you're physically tired, mentally drained, or emotionally depleted, it's much harder to retain information and stay engaged in the learning process. To keep your energy levels high, Kwik recommends taking regular breaks throughout the day to recharge. He also suggests setting up your work environment in a way that promotes energy and focus, such as by keeping it clean, organized, and free of distractions. Kwik concludes by reminding readers that energy is the foundation of all performance and achievement. Without it, even the best intentions and strategies won't be enough. By taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional energy, you can unlock your limitless potential and achieve your goals with more ease and enjoyment. Chapter 9. Small Simple Steps. In this chapter, Kwik introduces the concept of taking small, simple steps toward achieving your goals. He explains that many people get overwhelmed by the size of their dreams or the complexity of the tasks they need to complete, which leads to procrastination and inaction. The key to overcoming this is to break down your goals into manageable, bite-sized steps that you can take consistently. The power of small steps. Kwik begins by explaining that progress doesn't have to be dramatic to be effective. In fact, small, consistent actions often lead to the biggest results over time. He uses the analogy of a domino effect. One small action can set off a chain reaction that leads to bigger and bigger successes. This approach makes daunting goals seem more achievable and helps build momentum. He also emphasizes that small steps are easier to sustain than big, drastic changes. For example, if you want to develop a habit of reading more books, it's better to start by reading just a few pages a day rather than trying to read an entire book in one sitting. This way, you're more likely to stick with the habit and eventually reach your goal. The importance of consistency. Kwik highlights the importance of consistency in taking small steps. It's not just about taking one or two small actions. It's about doing so regularly, even when it feels like progress is slow. Over time, these small steps compound, leading to significant growth and achievement. He compares this process to planting a tree. You don't see results right away, but with consistent care and attention, the tree will eventually grow strong and tall. To make this concept practical, Kwik suggests setting micro goals that are specific and actionable. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, your first micro goal could be to write for just 10 minutes a day. These small, manageable goals help to build momentum and make the process feel less overwhelming. Overcoming procrastination. Kwik explains that one of the biggest obstacles to achieving your goals is procrastination, which often arises from feeling overwhelmed. By breaking tasks into small, simple steps, you remove the barrier of overwhelm and make it easier to get started. He also discusses the 5-minute rule. If you're struggling to start a task, commit to working on it for just 5 minutes. Often, once you begin, you'll find it easier to continue, and before you know it, you've made significant progress. The key takeaway from this chapter is that big goals are achieved through small, consistent actions. By focusing on taking one small step at a time, you can overcome procrastination, build momentum, and ultimately achieve your dreams. Kwik encourages readers to embrace the power of small steps and to trust the process, knowing that success is built one small action at a time. Chapter 10. Flow. In this chapter, Kwik delves into the concept of flow, which he describes as a state of optimal performance where you are fully immersed in an activity, lose track of time, and perform at your best. Flow is often referred to as being in the zone, and it's a state where learning, creativity, and productivity are at their peak. What is flow? Kwik explains that flow is a mental state in which you are completely focused on a task, to the point where distractions fade away and you are fully absorbed in what you are doing. In this state, your brain operates at a higher level of efficiency, and you're able to accomplish more in less time. Flow is often accompanied by feelings of enjoyment, fulfillment, and satisfaction. The science behind flow. Kwik discusses the science behind flow, explaining that it occurs when there is a balance between the challenge of a task and your skill level. If a task is too easy, you become bored and disengaged. If it's too difficult, you become frustrated and anxious. Flow happens when the challenge is just right. It's engaging enough to keep you focused, but not so hard that it feels impossible. He also explains that when you're in a state of flow, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that enhances focus, motivation, and feelings of pleasure. This is why being in flow feels so rewarding and why it's such a powerful state for learning and productivity. How to achieve flow. Kwik provides several strategies for getting into a state of flow. First, he emphasizes the importance of creating an environment that is conducive to flow. This means eliminating distractions, setting clear goals, and creating a workspace that helps you focus. He also suggests breaking tasks into manageable chunks. When tasks are too large or vague, it's difficult to enter flow because you're not sure where to start. By breaking tasks into smaller, more defined steps, you can make it easier to get into flow. Another key factor in achieving flow is to choose tasks that are aligned with your interests and strengths. When you're working on something you enjoy and are good at, you're more likely to enter flow because the activity feels rewarding and engaging. Flow and learning. Flow is especially important for learning. When you're in flow, your brain is more receptive to new information, and you're able to retain and apply what you've learned more effectively. Kwik explains that the best way to learn something is to immerse yourself fully in the experience, which is exactly what happens in a state of flow. He also discusses the importance of challenge in learning. If you're not pushing yourself to improve or learn new things, it's difficult to enter flow. By continually challenging yourself and striving for growth, you can keep your brain engaged and stay in a state of flow more often. Kwik concludes by emphasizing the power of flow to enhance learning, creativity, and productivity. He encourages readers to create the conditions for flow in their daily lives by eliminating distractions, setting clear goals, and choosing tasks that are both challenging and enjoyable. By tapping into the state of flow, you can unlock your full potential and achieve your goals with greater ease and enjoyment. Chapter 11. Focus. In the chapter on focus, Jim Kwik emphasizes the importance of attention and concentration in the journey toward becoming limitless. He opens by discussing how distractions have become a major obstacle in our fast-paced, information-heavy world. With constant notifications, social media, and multitasking, many of us struggle to maintain focus on the tasks that matter most. The power of focus. Kwik explains that focus is not about doing more, but about doing less, with greater clarity and intention. It's about directing your mental energy toward a specific goal without letting other thoughts or activities pull you off course. When you focus deeply, you enter a state of heightened productivity and creativity. He provides an analogy to describe focus. Imagine holding a magnifying glass under the sun. If you keep moving the glass around, the sunlight will scatter and have no effect. But if you hold it still and concentrate the light on one spot, you can start a fire. Similarly, when you focus your mind on one task at a time, you can produce powerful results. Why we lose focus. Kwik identifies several reasons why we often lose focus. One key reason is decision fatigue, which happens when we're forced to make too many choices throughout the day. Every decision, whether big or small, drains our mental resources, leaving us less capable of focusing later on. Another major factor is multitasking. While many people think multitasking makes them more productive, Kwik explains that it actually diminishes focus and effectiveness. The human brain is not designed to handle multiple tasks simultaneously. Each time you switch between tasks, there is a cognitive cost, a momentary lag as your brain shifts gears, which disrupts your ability to concentrate. Kwik also talks about the addictive nature of technology. Our devices are designed to capture and hold our attention. Social media, in particular, is engineered to provide instant gratification, which can lead to dopamine-driven habits that break our concentration. Practical tips to improve focus. Kwik provides a variety of strategies to enhance focus. The first step is to eliminate distractions. This can be as simple as turning off notifications, closing unnecessary tabs, or setting your phone on airplane mode when working on important tasks. He also introduces the Pomodoro technique, a time management strategy that involves working in focused intervals, usually 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. This method trains the brain to concentrate intensely for short bursts and helps prevent mental fatigue. Another effective technique is setting clear, specific goals. When you know exactly what you need to achieve, your mind is less likely to wander. Kwik suggests writing down your goals for the day, week, or month to create a roadmap for your focus. Additionally, Kwik stresses the importance of maintaining a healthy body and mind. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and sufficient sleep are crucial for keeping your brain in optimal condition. When you take care of your physical health, it's much easier to maintain focus and mental clarity. Chapter 12. Study. In this chapter, Kwik dives into the art of studying effectively. He argues that the way we were taught to study in school is often inefficient, leaving us feeling overwhelmed or underprepared. Instead, he offers alternative methods that align with how the brain naturally learns and retains information. The common pitfalls of studying. Kwik begins by addressing the common mistakes people make when studying. One of the biggest pitfalls is cramming, attempting to learn a large amount of information in a short period. This approach might help you pass a test in the short term, but it doesn't lead to true understanding or long-term retention. Another issue is passive learning, which involves simply reading or listening to information without actively engaging with it. Many people believe that by rereading notes or highlighting sections of a textbook, they're absorbing the material. However, research shows that these methods are not very effective for deep learning. Active learning techniques. Kwik advocates for active learning, where you actively interact with the material instead of passively consuming it. One key strategy is asking questions while studying. When you frame your learning in the form of questions, your brain becomes more engaged as it seeks to find the answers. This is known as the Socratic method. Another active learning technique is teaching others. Kwik explains the learn by teaching method, which involves explaining what you've learned to someone else. Teaching forces you to organize your thoughts clearly, which enhances understanding and retention. Visualization is another powerful tool for learning. The brain processes images much more easily than text. When you study, try to create vivid mental images of the concepts you're learning. This will make the material easier to recall later on. Kwik also emphasizes the importance of spaced repetition. Instead of cramming all your study sessions into one block of time, spread them out over several days. This approach allows your brain to consolidate the information during the breaks, leading to better long-term retention. The FASTER method. Kwik introduces his signature FASTER method for studying efficiently. Start by clearing your mind of distractions and preconceptions. This helps you approach new material with a fresh perspective. Active. Engage actively with the material by asking questions and seeking to understand, rather than passively reading. State. The emotional state you're in while learning affects how well you retain information. Try to make studying enjoyable and maintain a positive attitude. Teach. As mentioned earlier, teaching others helps solidify your understanding of the material. Mentor. Create an optimal learning environment. This includes eliminating distractions and setting up a space where you can focus. Review. Periodically review what you've learned to reinforce the material and ensure long-term retention. Chapter 13. Memory. In this chapter, Kwik explores the concept of memory and how to optimize it for learning and recall. He begins by explaining that memory is not an innate skill, but something that can be trained and improved with the right techniques. The importance of memory. Kwik emphasizes that having a good memory is a crucial aspect of becoming limitless. Whether you're learning new skills, studying for exams, or trying to retain information for your job, memory plays a central role in your ability to succeed. The problem is, most people are never taught how to effectively use their memory. Kwik breaks down the 3 stages of memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Encoding is how you process and input information into your brain. Storage is how your brain keeps that information. Retrieval is how you access it when needed. Each stage is important, and Kwik offers strategies to optimize all 3. Memory-boosting techniques. One of the key techniques Kwik teaches for improving memory is the use of visualization and association. Since the brain remembers images much more easily than text or numbers, visualizing the information you want to remember can dramatically improve recall. Kwik suggests creating vivid, exaggerated mental images of what you want to remember and associating those images with other familiar concepts. For example, if you need to remember a grocery list, you could imagine each item as part of a wild and vivid story. If you need eggs, milk, and bread, imagine a giant egg riding a cow that's carrying a loaf of bread. The more bizarre the imagery, the easier it will be to recall later. Another powerful technique is the memory palace. This ancient method involves imagining a familiar place, such as your home, and mentally placing the information you need to remember in different rooms or locations. When you need to recall the information, you mentally walk through your memory palace and retrieve each item from where you placed it. The role of lifestyle in memory. Kwik also discusses how lifestyle factors can impact memory. Proper nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep are all crucial for maintaining a healthy brain and improving memory. He emphasizes the importance of staying hydrated and eating foods that are rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and other brain-boosting nutrients. He also warns against the dangers of stress, which can impair memory and cognitive function. Managing stress through techniques like meditation, deep breathing, and mindfulness can help protect your brain and improve memory retention. Kwik concludes by reminding readers that memory is a skill that can be improved with practice and the right strategies. By incorporating visualization, association, and the memory palace technique into your learning routine, you can dramatically enhance your ability to remember and recall information. Chapter 14. Speed reading. In this chapter, Jim Kwik explores the concept of speed reading as a superpower for those looking to absorb more knowledge in less time. Speed reading, as Kwik explains, is not about merely skimming through content, but mastering the art of understanding information faster while maintaining, or even improving, comprehension. The misconceptions of speed reading. Kwik begins by debunking some common myths about speed reading. Many believe that reading faster means sacrificing understanding. People fear they will miss key details or lose the enjoyment of reading. Kwik, however, clarifies that speed reading, when done right, can actually enhance comprehension. It's about training your brain to process words faster, rather than sounding out every single word in your head, which slows you down. He compares the mind to a car. Just like a car performs best at optimal speeds, the mind can be trained to absorb more information more efficiently when pushed slightly faster than the average reading speed. If you're reading too slowly, your mind may wander, causing distractions. By increasing your reading speed, you engage the brain more actively. The science behind speed reading. Kwik explains the science of subvocalization, which is the habit of silently pronouncing words in your mind as you read. While this is natural for many readers, it significantly slows down the reading process. Kwik encourages breaking this habit by focusing on groups of words or chunks rather than individual words. Another aspect of speed reading involves understanding how your eyes move when you read. Our eyes naturally move in a series of small jumps called saccades. Most people take in only a few words during each saccade, but with practice, you can train your eyes to take in larger chunks of text with each jump. Kwik suggests expanding peripheral vision so you can read more words at once. By doing exercises that train your peripheral vision, you can improve your ability to capture multiple words with each glance, dramatically increasing your reading speed. Techniques to improve speed reading. Kwik introduces several practical techniques to improve speed reading. The first technique is called previewing, which involves skimming a chapter or article before diving into the details. This gives you a sense of the structure and key points, allowing your brain to anticipate what's coming and process information more efficiently. Another effective technique is regression reduction. Many readers habitually backtrack and reread sentences, thinking they missed something important. Kwik explains that this slows reading speed and reduces comprehension. To avoid this, he recommends using a pointer, like your finger or a pen, to guide your eyes as you read. This keeps your eyes moving forward, helping to avoid unnecessary regression. Kwik also suggests improving reading endurance by setting time limits. By gradually increasing the amount of time you spend reading at a faster pace, your brain and eyes will adapt, improving both speed and comprehension over time. The benefits of speed reading. Beyond the obvious benefit of saving time, speed reading has other significant advantages. It enables you to cover more material, which is crucial in today's information-dense world. It also boosts focus and engagement. Since your brain is more actively involved, you're less likely to get distracted, leading to better understanding and retention. Kwik emphasizes that speed reading is not just about reading more books, but about reading smarter. He stresses the importance of applying these techniques with purpose, aiming to improve both your productivity and personal development. Chapter 15, Thinking. In this chapter, Kwik shifts the focus to thinking, the foundation of all learning and growth. He explores how to train the brain to think more effectively, enhance creativity, and unlock new levels of problem-solving abilities. The role of thinking in becoming limitless. Kwik begins by explaining that thinking is a skill, just like reading or writing. Unfortunately, many people have never been taught how to think effectively. They might solve problems, make decisions, or come up with ideas, but their approach is often reactive, based on habits or emotions, rather than creative or critical thinking. Kwik defines effective thinking as the ability to approach problems from different perspectives, evaluate solutions critically, and develop innovative ideas. The key to thinking smarter is not necessarily to think harder, but to think differently. The mind, like a muscle, grows stronger when it's exercised in diverse ways. Types of thinking. Kwik outlines several types of thinking that people should develop. Critical thinking. This involves analyzing and evaluating information in a logical way. It's the process of questioning assumptions, identifying biases, and thinking rationally to arrive at sound conclusions. Creative thinking. Creativity is not just for artists or writers. Kwik explains that creative thinking allows you to approach problems in new and innovative ways. It's about connecting the dots in ways that others might not see. Lateral thinking. This type of thinking involves looking at a situation from unconventional angles. It's often used to break out of traditional thought patterns and generate fresh ideas. Reflective thinking. Reflection is a crucial aspect of thinking. Kwik encourages the practice of stepping back from a problem to look at the bigger picture, reassessing the situation, and gaining new insights. Enhancing your thinking skills. Kwik provides several strategies to enhance thinking abilities. One powerful technique is brainstorming, a process of generating as many ideas as possible without judgment. The goal is to create a flow of thoughts and connections that may lead to breakthroughs. Another method Kwik advocates for is mind mapping, a visual tool that helps you organize information and ideas. By creating a visual representation of your thoughts, you can see relationships between different concepts and find patterns or solutions you might have missed otherwise. He also highlights the importance of questioning assumptions. Many of the problems we face are difficult because we operate within certain frameworks or beliefs that limit our thinking. Kwik encourages stepping outside these assumptions and considering alternative perspectives. The role of curiosity. Kwik places a strong emphasis on curiosity as a driver for effective thinking. When you approach life with a sense of curiosity, you're more likely to ask questions, seek out new information, and remain open to learning. Curiosity fosters a mindset of exploration and discovery, which is essential for developing a limitless brain. Finally, Kwik stresses the importance of self-belief. Thinking effectively requires confidence in your ability to find solutions, generate ideas, and make decisions. If you believe you're not good at problem-solving or creativity, that belief will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. However, by developing a growth mindset and believing in your capacity to improve, you can enhance your thinking abilities over time. Conclusion. The path to becoming limitless. Jim Kwik's Limitless provides a comprehensive roadmap for tapping into the true potential of the human mind. By mastering the skills of focus, study, memory, speed reading, and thinking, you can break free from the limitations imposed by society, technology, or even your own self-doubt. The key message throughout the book is that you are not limited by your current abilities, but by your mindset and approach. Kwik emphasizes that with the right strategies, anyone can improve their mental abilities and achieve extraordinary results. The chapters on focus teach you how to direct your attention toward meaningful tasks and avoid distractions. Study techniques ensure that you absorb information more effectively, while improving memory allows you to retain and recall that information when needed. Speed reading helps you cover more ground, allowing you to consume knowledge at an accelerated pace. Finally, the chapter on thinking equips you with the tools to approach problems creatively and critically, leading to better decision-making and innovation. Ultimately, Kwik's goal is to show that there are no limits to what you can achieve once you break free from the mental constraints that hold you back. Through consistent practice, discipline, and the use of effective strategies, you can rewire your brain to be faster, smarter, and more creative, setting yourself on the path to becoming truly limitless. With these insights in mind, the journey toward unlocking your limitless potential is not just a dream. It's entirely within your reach. The only limit is the one you set for yourself.